I forgot to check the Friday releases. I woke up to a brand new sparkling album by Chrissy Hynde, and it's all duets. Blondie is one of her duets that she does a song with. Now, I cannot wrap my head around the fact that I've been playing Blondie and the Pretenders. If you look back at my last 2 weeks of things I'm posting, I had no idea they were coming out with an album. Like that she was coming out with an album and that Blondie had a duet on it. But Katie Lang has a duet on it. Cat Powers does. I had 5 seconds to look and then I was like, all right. Rob was obsessed with Morrissey and adored him and the Smiths is an understatement. And so having had him pass, it's been really hard to play and even listen to both of those bands and musicians. And so the other day I was at a Whole Foods and trying to think what song came on. I'm getting crying now just thinking about it. Some song came on and it was all I could. I mean, I was crying. I was crying into my sunglasses in a Whole Foods as I was just trying to get the fuck out of there. And it's a really weird pain because it's I love the music. So when the songs come on, it's so beautiful and I love them so much. And there's literally decades of memories that have seeped in this music for me, both with Rob and my friends growing up. And so but then I'm flooded with sadness because the last song I heard Rob play on the guitar, and I might fuck up the title because I'm bad at shit like that. I think it was This Charming Man, and he had one of his friends had said that we were talking about him singing in the car, and she had said that he had a voice like an angel of something like that, or not an angel, the ones who had their nuts cut off. I forgot what they're called. Anyway, so and I've tried a couple of times to play, and it's been hard to play. I've never actually really played Morrissey or the Smiths. He did, and it would be something I'd always hear down the hall, and his last week, here, he had been playing a little more. He hadn't really been playing, so it was nice to hear him play. And, one of the last things, on his phone was a video that he took of himself playing. And I'd share it if it wasn't, really, kind of sad and personal. I think he was going through something when he took it, and so, and also he wouldn't be embarrassed by that, so I'm not gonna share it. I shared it with some of his close friends. I don't know if I shared it with them even. I might not have because he was not well in the video, and so, but he played great and he sounded great, and he was in his song, and it was a happy place for him, a safe place for him, So it's been really hard for me to play Morrissey and the Smiths. But after seeing that, Chrissy Hynde came out with an album and I think it was Cat Powers covered this song, I was like, okay, it's my turn. You have never been in love until you've seen the stars reflect in the reservoirs. You have never been in love until you see the dawn rise behind the home for the blind. We are the petty, petty thieves And we're standing on the streets where Hector was the first of the gang with the gun in his hand, and the first to do time, the first of the gang to die. Oh my. Hector was the first of the gang with a gun in his hand, and the first of the gang to do time, the first of the gang to die. Oh my. I feel like if Moms was watching this, he'd probably think he'd either love it and would think I'm a glorious mess, or he would be like, oh, that bloated ham of a woman. Like, I gotta start it over now. One or the, it could go either way. I gotta go have coffee. And you know what? If he called me a bloated ham of the woman, I would be like, thank you, sir. Thank you. Here's a rose. You have never been in love until you've seen the stars reflect in the reservoirs. You have never been in love until you've seen the dawn rise behind the home for the blind. We are the pretty petty thieves, and you're standing on our streets where Hector was the first of the gang with a gun in his hand, and the first to do time, the first of the gang to die. Oh my. Hector was the first of the gang with the gun in his hands, and the first to do time, first of the gang to die. Oh my. You have never been in love until you've seen the sunlight thrown over a smashed human bone. We are the petty, pretty thieves, and you're standing on our streets where Hector was the first of the gang with the gun in his hand, and the first to do time, the first of the gang to die. Such a silly boy. Hector was the first of the gang with the gun in his hand and a bullet in his gullet, and the first lost lad to go underside. Such a silly boy. I didn't say it was going to be good. And he stole from the rich and the poor and the not very rich and the not very poor, and he stole our hearts away. Away. He stole our hearts away. He stole our hearts away. Away. He stole our hearts away. Away. He stole our hearts away. He stole our hearts away. Away. That was a hard one to get through.